We have made it to the
Playoffs
playoffs.
are here.
What? I can't believe how quick the season has gone by, Scotty.
Oh my God! Already we're doing ho ho ho's already with
Yeah,
Santa Claus. It felt like it was summertime doing drafts.
I know, like yesterday. Anyways, everyone tuned in, whether you're tuned in live or you're watching the replay. This is Queens Ransom Weekly. We've been doing this all season long, and we're going to be doing it until the very end. We are officially in the playoffs. This is my co-host and the commissioner of the league, Scotty, Fantasy Football Wishlist.
Hello.
And we are excited. So today's show, we're going to go over the playoff bracket. We're going to go over the couple playoff games that we got here. And then if there's any questions that you guys have, drop them in the chat. We happen to also play fantasy football ourselves every once in a while. So maybe we can help you out.
A thing or two.
Maybe we can help you out. But here's the final playoff bracket. I believe the 1 seed is Rossi Takes. And the 2 seed is TDs and tight ends, two of the teams that were kind of battling for that one spot all year long. I believe, isn't the 3 seed Lady Shot Caller, or is it Schmoopy? One of those two.
I think Schmoopy stepped up, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then NFL Rose, and then
Lady
Steffi Smalls. Or Lady Shot Caller, and then Steffi Smalls. So this is the bracket right here. In the first round, Schmoopy's taking on Lady Shot Caller, Steffi Smalls versus NFL Rose. And then, of course, the 2 teams have a bye week.
Waiting.
It's win or go home. This is it.
And lots of questions. You got Higgins hurt, Damian Pierce hurt, a lot of guys coming off buys, and lots of questions. But let's see, man. Let's see the playoffs, see what we think is going to happen.
Steven got screwed. He said he started Kyler Murray over T-Law. And then started Chubb and T. Higgins and Ramondre. Oh, man, that's a rough week.
Steve-O, are you in the playoffs? You're gonna. That's when we overthink everything.
I know, right? That's what I'm trying not to do. The guys that got me here are the guys who I'm trying to stick with.
Yeah.
These last couple of weeks of the season. But yeah, it's Steven. That sounds like a rough beat right there. A lot of people who needed 10 points from Ramondre Stevenson or 10 points for Kyler Murray in that last game are pissed, especially people whose playoff hopes are on the line.
That Kyler Murray injury is a shame. What up, Albert? Thanks for stopping in, broski. That hurt. Like Kyler Murray, I didn't. That's when fantasy's weird, and then you become a real person, human being.
Yeah,
I'm rooting against Kyler Murray. I'm like, dude, it's Jalen Hurts. I don't want any piece of Kyler Murray. But when you see a skilled player like that get hurt like that, it is emotional. It sucks, and you don't want to see that happen.
Especially at the end of a season that's kind of lost.
Yeah,
it's not like he sold out in the playoffs, and at least you can have an honorable story about it. It was like the 3rd play of a game that didn't matter for them. And it's just unlucky for Kyler. Okay, so he's playing. He's a 2nd seed playing in the playoffs. It looks like that's good first. So that's good still. I will still have confidence. What's up, Harrison? Everyone that's joining in live, feel free to drop fancy questions in there. We'll answer them at the end of this.
We will.
Right now, let's do this. Let's go over our playoff matchups. They're both right here on the screen. Shot Caller, Lady Osborne, who was on the show last week. I don't know if you guys saw, versus Team Schmoopy. Steffi Smalls versus Rose. Here's the first matchup. And
what are we doing? They made the playoffs.
Yeah, right out the gate. You see the quarterbacks in here. These are 2 of the best teams, too.
That shows you, though, the competitiveness. We got picked up Purdy, Aaron Rodgers, but this league was competitive all season. It came down to the wire.
100%. And, the quarterback position has been a position that's been hard to navigate. If you don't have one of 5 or 6 guys,
yeah,
it's been up and down.
A waiver wire process. You got Geno Smith or Goff.
Anyways, here you go. Left side is Lady Shot Caller. Team Schmoopy is the right side. Mike White versus Kirk Cousins in the first matchup, Scotty, first positional matchup. Mike White is playing Detroit. I don't know. Indy's a tough matchup, but they got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne. They got so many guys.
What you just said. You gotta. I like what Mike White's doing. I hope he keeps the job with New York Jets. But I gotta go with Kirk Cousins.
Me too.
He's throwing to Hall of Fame Justin Jefferson.
Exactly, and like I said, Indy has a good secondary. I am afraid of Indy's secondary slowing down receivers, but the
Yeah.
entirety of the offense is not getting slowed down. And the Vikings offense and their performance has probably done a lot of carrying here for Schmoopy because she has Kirk Cousins. She also has Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook and Rashad White versus Saquon Barkley, Najee Harris. Whoo!
Team Schmoopy better hope that Colts don't wake up for Saturday, and they are playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
And they don't shut the Vikings down, because that would be a really horrible way to start your playoffs. But oh man, this is tough.
It's close. Najee's been better.
Versus Carolina. Barkley is playing actually a meaningful game on Sunday night.
Yeah,
I'm leaning.
Mike. I'll go first. I'm leaning towards Cook and White. I think that Najee and Saquon are fine and dandy, and they have a chance to put up points. It's not the best matchups for a one-and-done playoff game, in my opinion.
Washington's going to shut down Barkley. I think Washington handles the Giants. Mm-hmm. You can't trust Najee this year. I'm going Cook and White as well.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the show came on. All the Washington Commanders have been doing the last 2 weeks is getting ready for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Stop Saquon Barkley. Let James, whatever the hell his name is, beat you. Don't let Barkley beat you.
I think we're in agreement there. Yeah, I think that they probably are reviewing that film to the micro turf from 2 weeks ago. Christian Kirk, Michael Gallup, two guys that are Christian Kirk has been really good all year, but Michael Gallup's picking up speed now towards the end of the year versus Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. This is looking like it's leaning right side again.
This looks like a landslide. Let's see what Shot Caller has on her bench.
Yeah, she definitely could bring some people in. Ramondre's on questionable. That's someone that could come in for Najee or maybe at the flex.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
She's in trouble.
You could think about playing Jeff Wilson if you need a high ceiling play, which is looking like she might want to think about it. But I think that this will be Ramondre Stevenson. That's about the only move to the lineup that can be made.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my God!
And she needs him to be healthy too. He's hurt.
You play Shark or Gallup?
Oh, is DJ Chark?
Chark, yep.
I think I'd play Gallup.
Okay.
But it's not an easy choice. It could go either way.
Yeah. Shot Caller's going to need some luck.
Yeah. There's some games where the Dallas Cowboys just run the shit out of the football, and this might be one of them. We'll see. It's leaning Schmoopy right now, and in the tight end position, I'm a huge Pat Freiermuth fan, so I'm a little bit biased here. They are playing a really good defense with good linebackers specifically to cover him. Just Cole Kmet's just so inconsistent. How can you bet on Cole Kmet?
100%. And we're big Shot Caller fans, but Shot Caller, you might have to take some shots. You might have to take some shots during these games, because Jenna from Team Schmoopy, her team is loaded. And,
loaded.
You're gonna need some luck, Shot Caller, this week.
This might be the championship team right here. But yeah, don't feel too bad for her. I know that she's like a 1 or 2 seed in multiple other leagues because, I'm behind her in all those leagues. So just saying, don't feel too bad.
You will see Amber coming in the future shows. She's going to be a big part of this thing.
Oh, yeah. The Shot Caller family has always been real supportive and great to work with. Yes. And this is, keep in mind, Ken Walker, Jalen Waddle, and Christian Watson
are on the bench.
And kind of reasonably on the bench too, weirdly enough.
Yeah, you're not upset that they're on the bench. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm going Team Schmoopy in the first round. It would take just a bunch of guys, maybe the whole entire Vikings team, to not play well, and a couple more guys to not play well for Lady Shot Caller to have a chance here. Maybe an insane game out of Saquon Barkley against your Commanders. It's not looking likely though.
No, Team Schmoopy and Amber, I think, will even agree with us. I think the 40% is generous.
Yeah, she's probably looking up the skyscraper right now. On to the second matchup this weekend. Jalen Hurts versus Joe Burrow is the quarterback matchup. That's a lot of fun. It's my wife, Team NFL Rose, who I told to get a team name for about 12 weeks before I gave up, versus Team Steffi Smalls. Quarterback, Scotty. Who you trust more? Joe Breezy, who's been on an absolute fire against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or Jalen Hurts, who's been playing at an MVP level against Chicago?
Now, I have to ask you, Mikey, when do Philly start resting their guys? Too early?
After this week, probably. Or
Yeah.
not resting them flat out because the division is still on the line.
Right.
But, when you get up.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
That's why I'm scared like they're up 20 points and at the end of the third quarter, you're seeing Hurts sit out.
That's a good point. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking Hurts immediately.
So that's when it sucks. But for your wife though, it all depends. How healthy is Higgins? Is Higgins coming back? And is Boyd? I know he had a dislocated finger. Is he? Football player's a beast, dude. Like he's a receiver. He catches the ball with his hands. Dislocated finger. He could come back this week. So
yeah, a lot of guys will just tape it to the other finger, and then they just kind of.
A lot of questions, but because the show's on Wednesday, we don't know Higgins' status or Boyd's. I'm leaning towards Jalen Hurts versus the Bears.
Me too. Even if they get up big, I think they're going to get up big through Hurts. So I'll go with the same answer unless Miles Sanders just starts destroying the Bears. Jared McKinnon and Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne, man, he has not been great heading into your playoffs after a great start. It has to do with the injury he suffered. He suffered an injury like a couple weeks ago. Then he came back from it, and it just hasn't been the same since. I'm worried. I have him on other teams. I'm benching him for my first round of the playoffs. And Jared McKinnon, Nick Chubb, and DeAndre Swift have the clear edge here. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams and Justin Jackson, those three Detroit running backs are literally going to be the death of me, Scotty. I'm sick of them all.
What happened?
It's just a circus. You don't know who's getting the ball.
Yeah,
they get to the goal line, and then the small, speedy back comes in.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why Jackson got in the mix too. I was a huge Swift supporter, as you know, before the season started. I thought he was going to be a top 5 player, and then Jamal Williams was like, you know what? I'm going to score 20 touchdowns this year. You're like, what's going on here?
And all those touchdowns are from DeAndre Swift getting them down the field.
Yeah. Stop it.
Gosh, dang. But Swift has the receiving upside. I like this play by Rose here. And Chubb. Chubb's got to have a big game for the Browns to have a chance.
Yeah, I don't trust McKinnon. And Etienne is scaring me. Even in dynasty leagues, he was hurt last year. He's hurt this year again. I don't like that trend.
Yeah, that's tough. Especially with his style of play. Very explosive. On to the receivers here, and I think that it's very clear which receivers are having the edge in this one. T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, even though Jerry Jeudy just had an insane game last week, versus Stephon Diggs and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs easily on this one.
And Steffi Smalls got Chase back at perfect timing.
I know, right?
At the draft, we were questioning. We're like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We like the Diggs and Chase. We're like, oh, what running backs is she going to get? It didn't matter. Didn't matter. She hit with her. Her receivers are just ridiculous.
Yeah, they were crazy. My thing was it was when the draft came out, I was a little bit worried she was a little bit too reliant on the receivers. Like if one goes down, you're kind of effed. They have to carry you.
I agreed with you. Yeah.
But anyways, down to tight end here. I can't say. I think his first name's Ched. I can't say his name, so I'm not even gonna try and butcher your name, buddy. He's balling right now, playing against my Bolts and Foster Monroe. I'm leaning towards the Titans tight end, but the Chargers defense they play tight ends well. They have.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Derwin James. I mean, that's really what the culprit is. But
what's crazy is these are 2 playoff teams, and these 2 guys were waiver wire pickups 2 weeks ago. So
right.
Flip a coin on the tight end for me. Do we have any backups here?
I was trying to see. Rose has another tight end. I don't know.
They got Olave on the bench.
Olave's on the bench. Terry's on the bench. Brian Robinson's on the bench. Treylon Burks.
There might be some changes in the upcoming days.
I know. Now I don't even know who to lean here. Anyway, flex play.
That's tough. Who do you go? Jamal Williams or Terry McLaurin?
I don't know.
That's tough.
And Brian Robinson's a really good option too. Is he going to play?
He's definitely playing. Brian Robinson's playing. Terry, that's a tough call. And I'm not making the call for your wife. That's I want you in the doghouse, not me.
I think on this side, it should be Chris Olave here.
Yeah.
And on this side, it should be either Brian Robinson or Terry McLaurin instead of playing both Lions running backs in the same game.
Right. Where's the Jets, who are actually the Jets have a good defense?
I'm gonna be honest. This game is going to be really close. And I
Very.
wanted to say, oh, Rose's running backs are going to carry, but I'm not so sure of that.
And even though it says 58%, I think it's like a 50-50 as well, dude. The like I said at the beginning, the quarterbacks could go either way. A blowout sits Hurts in the fourth quarter, but I want to know if Higgins is playing. I have Higgins and Burrow, Rose, so I'm rooting for Burrow and Higgins combination. I need it in my playoffs.
Or you know what? If I was her, I would get McLaurin in for either Judy or if Higgins can't play, and because then you got B-Rob and McLaurin. It's the same problem.
You don't want two Washington offensive guys, as from a Washington fan.
Yeah, you just want the one that you think is going to score the touchdown.
Yeah, and Terry McLaurin should
be that guy, huh?
Be that guy versus Giants. I mean, you're going to see B-Rob's going to have 20 carries for at least 60 yards, but you're relying on a touchdown with him. He's not going to break one off for 80 yards. He's slow.
Yeah. I'm going to send Rose a whole report on each player.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Get a team name and a list of team names for next season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Isn't there a Simpsons scene where he gets like a folder on his desk and he's like, I'm not elected to read. I'm elected to lead. He's just picking the random one. That's what Rose is going to have to do. Do you want to pick this game or do we just want to just call it 50-50? Well, I don't know who to pick. I'll pick Rose.
You go to your wife. You go to your wife. I say Steffi Smalls.
Yeah.
And you go on Rose. That's a 50-50 shot. I'm excited to see who steps up.
Me too. Okay, so that's the playoff bracket. There are 2 bye weeks. Let's just take a peek at those teams real quick. Where are they at? Rossi takes. Okay, so right now I think the strongest team I've seen of the lower seeds was Team Schmoopy.
Oh, that team's loaded. The fact that Waddle's on the bench is crazy.
Let's see these other teams. This is team. Which one did I click on? This is Team Rossi. This is the 1 seed this year. Oh, Jesus. Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs, Raheem Mostert, Devontae Adams, DK. How did this team come together? This is an insane roster.
And tells you how much we know. At the beginning of the year, we're like, oh, she got screwed with Josh Jacobs and Mostert as her.
I know.
Josh Jacobs is like, I think I'm going to go for MVP this year. You're like, what, dude?
As long as the Raiders stink, I don't care what Josh Jacobs does.
Joe Burley!
So, I mean, I think I like Schmoopy's team just a little bit better, but this one is scary, especially because of that Josh Allen and Travis Kelce combo. Both those guys just scored 30 points, like in a blink of an eye.
Mike, I love what you're doing, though, because I think I'm going to do the same thing. You're kind of like giving the idea of who you think is going to win it all, and I'm still on the Schmoopy train.
I'm also on the Schmoopy train.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
So far, so, yeah.
But this TDs and tight ends team was
loaded.
Good. Yeah, all year. And this is good, too. Patrick Mahomes, Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard, those two have become a great duo for this team. Brandon Ayuk, Devonta Smith, George Kittle, Mike Evans, and then, of course, Nick Folk in Baltimore as the kicker in the defense. I don't think this has a high of ceiling as Rossi's team and Schmoopy's team, but this team is really good also.
Mike, you know what happened the last time we made fun of touchdowns and tight ends, right?
They went on like an 8-game win streak or something.
Oh, you were stupid for picking Pollard. No, I'm not.
Yeah. I will say I have me some Tony Pollard, and I am a little bit worried about his schedule. They play Jacksonville this week, and I think they play Tennessee, and they play Washington.
Yeah.
For the championship round.
Ashley and Nicole have been on fire all season. They're lucky they have a bye. Team Schmoopy is the team.
Is the scariest one. I think so, too. I think it's Team Schmoopy, Team Rossi takes. And the other teams are in this. I mean, how many times have you played in a league where 1 through 5 have the same record?
Look at that. Look down to all the way down to 7. Like,
you've been playing fantasy football since I was in diapers. How many times have you seen this happen?
And listen, and Mike's going to back me up on this. The last place team has a horrible record, but she lost like 4 games within 2 points. Like she got screwed at least 4 times this year.
I'm pretty sure look at this. 1,500 points against. But I think in that stretch too, she was like 1-3 or something when that started. So it's like that just kills the whole season. Now you're 1-7 because of that.
Exactly.
But from 1 to 9, these teams were close, and especially like Kiki missed out on the playoffs by a tiebreaker at 8-6.
Yeah,
that's just rough. Craziness. I don't think I've ever seen a league where the first 5 positions tie. I don't think I've ever seen it. Crazy.
That is ridiculous, and all the teams are even. I mean, you got Rossi takes touchdowns and tight ends, and Schmoopy are right now the favored in the. I think I checked the Vegas odds on DraftKings, but you never know. Anything can happen. You don't give up. Flip a coin. This is when it's luck. You got here with your skill. Playoffs is luck now. Hope you guys stay healthy and hope you pull it out.
Yeah,
you never know. They could pull the Kyler Murray, the Higgins. You could go against those guys. Just hope it's not you.
Exactly. It could go any way still. Let us know your guys' picks. Here's the bracket one more time. Who you guys think's winning this thing? If you were here and saw all the teams and have an opinion, share it in the chat. We do have some questions in here, I think, Scotty. I've seen them building up a little bit. We're going to answer them right now. If you guys have any fantasy questions, just drop them in the chat real quick. We're available for another 10 minutes or so. I start this week. I already saw that one. Harrison's here. What's up, Harrison? All right, pick 3, Scotty. We got Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Ramondre Stevenson if he's healthy, Damian Pierce if he's healthy, Kenneth Walker. This is a good problem to have, Steven. Did you hold someone at gunpoint and tell them to send you all their running backs? Like, how did you get this team?
Steven, in week 7, you should have traded some of these guys.
For some receivers.
Yeah. Who are your wide receivers? Rondale Moore? What the hell's going on here? You got to play Derrick Henry because I would cry if he was on my bench. Oh, my God.
And you know what team he plays against, Scotty?
Oh, here we go.
This one.
You got to play Derrick Henry. You have to play Derrick Henry.
I heard Derrick Henry's breaking the rushing record this week.
No, you're going Derrick Henry. Damian Pierce is hurt. Oh boy. You gotta go Derrick. The first 3. Are we going the first 3, Mike?
I would think about Ramondre over Chubb just for to have one of your guys be like a high ceiling play. The Browns game plan is pretty obvious, and the Ravens have a good defense with good linebackers. But if he's even slightly hurt, why risk it in the playoff round? Just play the top 3. You know
play your top 3. Kenneth Walker is coming off an injury, playing the 49ers, who are ranked number 1 on defense. So I wouldn't play Kenneth Walker. Damian Pierce is out. As Mike said, Stevenson would be the option, but no screwing around here. It's the playoffs. Play your top 3 guys.
Yeah, and he has an ankle injury too. That's not good for running backs. Go Bengals.
Yeah. Listen, Harrison, I got Burrow and Higgins. I'm a lot of stock in that in the playoffs. so I need Higgins healthy. Any news on that?
Not that I've seen. I think that he wants to see the Bucs lose too. As a Panthers fan. Eagles play the Cowboys next week. That's a big game. That is a massive game.
Awesome game.
I think the Cowboys are probably going to win that game because I think by then the Eagles will be officially 2 games ahead of them with 3 games remaining. So it's not like it's clinched, but it's clinched.
And Albert, I hate both teams. I hate the Cowboys a little more.
Yeah, and it's something I said with Tyreek Hill last week playing the Chargers and running on that bad ankle. I kept telling Tony and everyone else in these group chats, I was like, hey, they should probably take Tyreek Hill out the game because if they lose this game, they're 8-5. But if they lose Tyreek Hill, they're done. Season's over. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Eagles. If they lose Jalen Hurts, it's over. Season's over. So you might as well not even risk it.
And folks, stay tuned. After we answer all these questions, Mike and I are going to give our Super Bowl predictions.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Also, pick 2 here from Steven. We got DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Mike Evans, Jerry Jeudy, and T. Higgins if he's good. This is a tough choice. D-Hop, I think, for me, is a lock to go in, especially now that Colt McCoy is back. He's more of a pocket passer. He's going to get the ball to D-Hop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd play 2 Arizona receivers.
I think I'm D-Hop and Judy. I'm leaning D-Hop and
Uh,
Judy. If Higgins is healthy, D-Hop and Higgins.
I'm gonna agree with you. I will keep an eye on the Higgins report. I am a little bit stressed about Judy, now having to do it with Let It Rip Ripken. But and they're playing the Panthers, so they're playing against J.C. Horn and Jeremy Chin and all these guys.
You're
But
right.
Mike Evans it's just not there.
He's not.
It's just not there. Just not there. That's your options. It's either that or play the 2 Arizona receivers. Whatever you feel is best, I guess, Steven. That's risky when you have a backup quarterback in. Schmoopy! So in agreement. Positive Phillies here. Hello.
What's up, man? Scotty Wishlist here. Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, they're on fire this year, my man. I can't complain about that.
Well, what's the Super Bowl prediction, Scotty?
All right, here, you ready? First of all, when the season started, I said it was the Chargers versus 49ers. I'm sorry, Mike. It changed a little bit.
What changed it?
It's going to be the Chargers versus... No, before the season started, it was the Chargers versus 49ers. I'm keeping the 49ers. They're going to play the Chiefs.
I'll be rooting for the Chargers to make the Super Bowl, and mine was Chargers versus Bucks originally. But I won't be that biased guy that calls the team that's currently in the 8th seed to win the Super Bowl because they're my favorite team and then try and take credit for it later.
It's not going to be the Chargers versus Washington?
No. That was my original pick. I'm just kidding. That was not. But it's not going to be that. I think that KC's on their way to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
And I think that they're gonna play against the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that would be sick. KC and Philly would be a insane game too. You think Cowboys pull it off, huh?
Well, I just think as of right now, we still have multiple weeks left in the season, and I'll change this when the playoff bracket comes out and I see the path. The path is easier to draw out when you see it. Yep. But I just think that when you talk about depth and you talk about scheme and you talk about who relies on who, I think the 49ers are just a little bit too reliant on their stars. If they lose Nick Bosa, they look like they're toast.
Yeah.
And it's the same for the Cowboys. They lose Micah Parsons, but I think that's a little bit less so.
Well, Mike, we'll tell you our different teams in 2 weeks, right?
No, we'll find out.
We'll have different answers for you in 2 weeks, people. Yeah. But it's been great.
It has been a fun one. It's been a great season. We got a couple more weeks left. 2 more weeks, and then we'll have a championship show, I'm sure. We should do like a reunion or something. Like get everyone in here. Yeah. See how the dresses and salted pretzels feel now.
Oh my God. They were hilarious on the chat. We'll definitely have these girls on. And
this is my worst nightmare, by the way. Either this or San Francisco and Kansas City. I hate all those teams. I don't want any of them in the Super Bowl.
It would be positive Philly. I hate Philly. But you guys are awesome this year, and Kansas City and Eagles would be a sick Super Bowl.
But I don't hate Philly. I like Jalen Hurts. I like AJ Brown. I like all those guys.
They're in my division, Mike.
The 5-letter word Kelsey has tormented me for about a decade now.
And seems like he's gonna torment you for a couple more years. That guy's not stopping.
Unfortunately, I thought this was the year that he might just at least slow down a little. Jesus, this is his career year. Great. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, I want to remind everyone the season is coming to a close, whether you're watching the replay or watching live. Go check out this Instagram page. We posted the playoffs, a couple days ago. So if you guys were following, you probably saw that ahead of the show. And more news and info on how, 1, people can join if they're interested in joining the league, and 2, information about next year's Queens Ransom League as it's going to become an annual thing. Scotty, anything else for the beautiful people about week 1 of the playoffs?
Nothing. Give these girls some respect. Give them a follow. Check them out. They're impressive with what they're doing, showing that they know more about fantasy than Mike and myself. So go check them out. Like them. Subscribe. How can I find Scotty on social? Philly, Fantasy Football Wishlist on Instagram. Fantasy Wishlist on TikTok. And I do a Sunday morning fantasy football show on YouTube with the Fantasy Football Network. So you can tune in, hit me up, and you'll see me with Mikey weekly on these Queens Ransom shows. But I appreciate the follow, Philly, even though we disagree on teams. But we definitely talk football, my man. I appreciate it.
This guy's a good dude to have following you. He's been following me for a while. I appreciate his support for a long time.
I love it.
So appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.